Hello dear student. In today's lecture we will learn about some built-in commands, shell built-in commands, just like type command, read command, exec command, echo command, sleep command, we will learn. So type command, first command, this will describe that what is the type of that command, whether it is in a built-in command, whether it is in a file, or whether it is an alias. So we can identify with the help of a type command. So we have to write down type and name of the command and just press enter. You will get an idea about name or type of that particular command. For example, they have given as in a type and type. So you can identify what is the type of that type command. So it is in a shell built-in command. There are different options are provided for this type, just like a -a option, then -t option. In a -a option, it will display the path where exactly that particular file or the command is present along with the type of that particular command. For example, type -apwd. So here you can see in a first command, that is type pwd, it is showing only that pwd is a shell built-in command. If you type -a pwd, then it is giving an output as a pwd is a shell built-in, as well as pwd is present where in a bin directory and the pwd. So along with the type of the command, it is giving the path of that particular command. Next option, -t option. Suppose you want to display a single word as an output, then you can use the -t option. So if the command is a shell alias, so rather than writing this is a shell alias, so it will just print as an alias. If it is a keyword, then it will print keyword. If it is a shell built-in, then it will print built-in. If it is a shell function, then it will give function. If it is a disk file, then it will give as a file. So here example, type -t pwd, then type -t cp, it is a kind of file, pwd it is a built-in, while it is a keyword, ls it is an alias. So in this way the output will be get printed in a short form. Suppose you use a -p as an option, then it will just display the name of the disk file executed by the shell. So suppose type -p and dash, so it is giving the path from where dash will be get executed. So in this way you can use different options to get different output. Next command is a read command. Read command, its name is indicating that if you want to read some data from user, so here just you have to type a read and then press enter, and the user will give some information and just you have to use that information. So how user will give the input? A user can give input to the shell through the keyboard only. So where exactly that data gets stored? It will be stored in a specified variable, but if suppose user haven't specified any variable, then it will be stored in a reply variable. So here just we can access it with the help of the $reply. Example, read, press enter, and the user has typed the information as an input. Then how to recognize or identify where it is stored? So write down echo $reply, and here you will get that particular data, whatever has been input given by the user. Suppose we want to prompt the text for the user, because only if I type read and press enter, there will be just a blank line and you have to enter something into that blank line. But you will not understand what exactly the shell requires, username, password, or any another contact details like that. So you can put some text over there, and for that you need to use a -p as an option. So you will give a hint to the user to what exactly the data is required. For example, read -p, enter your name. Now see here, enter your name has been printed, and in front of that, just you have to type that particular hint information. So write down that name, and just if you want to see what is that name, then echo my name is and $reply. You know that reply means it is giving the stored data user input by the read function. So my name is a black toy, so that will be get printed on the terminal with the help of echo function. Now, if I want to use some variable to store the data rather than that shell variable, so how to write it? Read name, press enter, and then suppose the user has written John, then press enter and echo hello, my name is $name. Why we are using dollar over here? You know that if you want to access the value of the variable, then we require to use dollar in front of that particular variable. So press enter. It will print the message as a hello, my name is John. So in that way, you can use a variable to store the value of the read function or read command in this way. So next one, with hyphen p and as well as a username as a variable. See here some difference. Read hyphen p, enter username. This enter username, it is for prompting the message for user, and after that space and the username, this is a name of the variable where your user input will be stored. Enter username will be as an output, and in front of that type input data, that is John, has been given by the user. Press enter, then echo username $username. Now the data whatever we have written in the double quote, that will be considered as a string, and if you are writing something in front of that variable as a username dollar, then that will be a variable. Its value will be retrieved. So username John will be get printed. Okay, after that, if I want to allow some condition, or if I want to set some condition that user should enter up to 5 characters, up to 10 characters like that. So we can use -n option for that. So it will allow the user to enter only specific length of characters. So just write down read -n, how many characters you require, maximum characters, and -p, enter 5 characters only. So this is for the user information, enter 5 characters only, and basically you have to use -n option and the length of characters. So here 1 2 3 4 5 and John, it has been given. Now when we press enter and write echo $reply, then you can see 1 2 3 4 5 has been printed. Why? Because the length has been specified as only the 5. 5 characters can be accommodated within that particular variable. Beyond that, it will not store the data. So in this way, 1 2 3 4 5 will be get printed. If I want to store my data in a secure way, then I will use -s as an option. So write down read -s, for example here, read -s p, enter password. Now enter password, and then you have put some password over here. So if I just when you type that password, that will not be shown to the user, so that will be hidden. You're typing something, but that text won't appear in the terminal. So here echo username means $username and password is $password. So you can see username John and password password. So in this example, they have given password as a password. So that has been printed with the help of the echo. So in this way, you can use read command. One simple way, read and press enter. Your data, user data will be stored in a reply variable. If you want to use variable name, then read and variable name and press enter. That data will be stored into that variable name. If you want to give some hint information to the user, then use -p option, and after that in double quote hint information. If you want to secure your data while storing it, then use -s option. If you want to use allow a limit for some number of characters, then use -n option and number of characters. So in these different ways, you can use a read command. Next command is a exec command. Now this exec command, it is for the executing command from the bash itself. So it will not create a new process. So normally what happens when you are executing any command, then for example ls command or any cp command, mv command, what happens, it will create a new process. So rather than creating a new process, so we can use the exec command, and it will execute from the bash itself. It will not create a new process. It will use the bash process as it is. Now the options are: C, it is used to execute the command with empty environment. A, name, pass name as a zeroth argument. L, for pass the dash as a zeroth argument. Now let's see example. C, execls. So rather than typing ls command, what we can do, exec and ls. So it will give same output, but at the back end, process will be used as in a bash process. It will not create another any new process for the ls. So these are some example you can see. For exec you can see exec and name of any command, wc command for the word count, and it will give an input from the in.text. So wc for the word count and -w for the words. So it will count the number of words in in.text. So if I execute this command individually, separately, then it will create a new process for that. So we can avoid this overloading of the different processes into the shell. Better way that we can use the exec and after that name of the command. So this is about the exec command. Then echo command. Echo command, you know, it is used to display the text and the string that are as an argument. Echo option string is in a syntax. So here you know what is an echo, but we will learn about different options of the echo. -e option enables the interpretation of the backslash escape characters. Now these backslash escape characters you have learned for Java programming or C programming also. The same that we will repeat over here. Echo /b, it removes all the spaces in between the text. So to remove the backspaces, we will use this /b. How to use it? So we have to write down echo -e, for example, gigs space /b for space /b gigs. Now what will be the output? Gigs for gigs. This will be printed continuously without any break, without any spaces. You can see the output over here. For this /b, but remember that we have to provide -e as an option for interpretation of the backslash characters. So first one for the /b for removing the spaces, then /c, it suppresses the trailing new line with the backspace interpreter, and you can see the output as in a here example echo -e gigs /c for gigs. Now what it will do, it will print the data before that /c, and after that /c will be get omitted, and after the output directly that particular prompt, that terminal prompt will be get printed. For example, here Raghavendra @inspiration 3567, this is a terminal, and you can see here echo -e gigs /c for gigs has been given. And what is the output? The first part before the /c has been printed as an gigs, and after that trailing lines means this particular terminal normally it goes to new line after the output. That is a standard mechanism. But with the /c, that will be get suppresses, means that will be get hidden, and continuously that terminal will be get appear. So in this way the output will be shown here. So what is the output of /c? The part after the /c will be omitted, and directly after the output new terminal will be get started. That is a new line will be get omitted. Then /n option, /n for creating the new line, that you know, /n. How to write it? Echo -e gigs space /n for /n gigs. Now tell me what will be the output? Gigs at one line, after that to the new line for, and then after to the new line gigs. See here output, gigs for gigs. The next one /t. What is a /t? It is for producing the tab spaces. Now